Namaste everyone, it's the pranayama yogis here, and we are here today with a morning vinyasa flow for strength and focus.
So I'll be doing the flow along with you and Carys will be narrating it to help guide you through it.
We're going to be releasing videos every week with loads of new juicy flows for you, so make sure to like, comment and subscribe if you want to see more and follow along on our journey. I hope you enjoy this flow and I hope you have a beautiful day. So starting this morning flow with some sun salutations to generate some heat and energy, we're going to start at the top of the mat. Inhale, raise the hands up to the sky. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift, straightening the spine, looking straight ahead of you. And exhale, step back into our first high plank or chaturanga. Lower yourself down into upward facing dog, keeping the elbows close to your chest. And exhale, raising the hips up and coming into downward dog, our first one of the practice. Sucking the belly in, gazing at the navel. You may want to walk out your legs here to loosen up those hamstrings as they can tend to be quite stiff, and this will help you get your heels all the way on the floor. We're going to hold here for a few breaths, breathing deep into the belly, then transferring the weight onto the front of your hands, step forward, straightening the legs and coming into a full forward fold. From here, inhale, bend the knees, raise the arms to the sky, coming into our chair pose. And exhale, full forward fold once more. Inhale, halfway lift, straightening the spine, gazing ahead of you. And exhale, step your legs back, coming into that high plank, lowering yourself down to chaturanga. And inhale, slide yourself forward into upward facing dog, gazing at the ceiling, thighs off the mat. And exhale, push your hips back, coming into our second downward dog, again padding out the legs here if you need to strengthen and stretch out those hamstrings, breathing deeply from the belly in this pose. Here we're going to take an inhale and raise our right leg all the way up to the ceiling into three-legged dog, and opening the hips, we're going to lengthen the spine, bend the right knee and push your right heel to your left bum cheek. In this position, making sure your shoulders are square to the earth, heart is open. Inhale, raise the right leg up again, and exhale, engaging your core, take your right knee to your right shoulder. Inhale, back into three-legged dog, and exhale, take your right knee this time to your left hand shoulder, moving your body intuitively with this twist, engaging the core muscles. Inhale, straightening the right leg back into three-legged dog, and exhale, bringing the knee to the center of the chest. Lowering down into pigeon pose here, placing the right knee next to the right wrist and your right ankle will be next to your left wrist. Slide your left leg back and point your toes, and as you inhale, we're going to come onto our fingertips, lengthen your spine, draw your navel in and open your chest, and exhale, walk your hands forward and lower your upper body towards the floor. Resting your forearms and your forehead on the mat here if this feels comfortable, and just moving your body in whatever way it's called to. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, finding some comfort in this deep stretch. Here we're slowly going to start to push ourselves up with our arms, lifting our leg up and coming into a low lunge. Keep your left hand firmly planted on the mat and raise your right arm all the way up to the sky, looking up at the right fingertips, creating a spinal twist here. Inhale, raise your torso up, keeping your arms stretched out to the side. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, keeping your hips squared, circling the right arm to join the left arm and twisting your torso to face the front of the mat. We're going to inhale, coming into warrior one, gazing at the ceiling here, and exhale, twist your body to the side, coming into warrior two. Your right foot and knee facing the front of the mat. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the ceiling, taking your left hand behind you, engaging your core muscles and lifting your chest as you come into a gentle back bend. Look to your raised hand and exhale here, bending forward, coming into triangle pose, straightening that right leg, lifting the left arm up, gazing at the ceiling, placing the right hand to the right ankle if you can reach, or anywhere up the leg to whatever's comfortable for you. And here we're going to exhale, cartwheel our hands to frame the foot, step back into high plank.
We're going to lower down into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, pushing the hips back into downward dog. Breathing deeply here, sucking the belly in, gazing at the navel. We're going to repeat that whole sequence on the other leg. So transferring the weight to the hands, stepping forward and folding all the way forward. We're going to inhale, bend our knees, raise our arms to the sky, gazing at the fingertips. Coming into our chair pose, and exhale, releasing that pose, folding all the way forward. We're going to step the legs back into our high plank, lowering down again into chaturanga, keeping the elbows close to our body. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, coming into another downward facing dog. Intuitively moving your body here in whatever way feels good, swaying the hips, padding the legs, stretching out your whole beautiful vessel. We're going to inhale, raise our left leg up into three-legged dog on the left hand side, and opening up the hip here by bending the knee, touching the left foot to the right bum cheek. Square the hips again, inhale, straighten the leg back in three-legged dog, and exhale, engaging the core, touching the left knee to the left ankle. Inhale, back to three-legged dog, and exhale, touching the left knee to the right ankle. Inhale, straighten the leg back, and exhale, engaging the core, hovering the left knee to the center of the arms, and releasing the left leg, coming into pigeon pose on the left side, straightening out the right leg here. Inhale, raise your chest up, and exhale, walk your hands forward, placing your forehead or your chin on the mat, and breathing in this deep stretch for a few breaths. You can take the time in this stretch to really focus on your intentions for the day ahead. How can you use this heat that you've cultivated in this morning practice to carry on that energy throughout the rest of the day? Show yourself some gratitude for starting the day with this beautiful act of self-care and nourishing your body, stretching it out to give it the best possible chance of a beautiful, fulfilling day. Take a big inhale and slowly walk your hands and push your torso back up, coming into a low lunge on the left hand side. Lifting the right knee off the mat, keeping the right hand planted on the mat. Inhale, lift your left hand up to the sky, gazing at the fingertips, coming into a gentle spinal twist here. And using some core strength to lift your right hand off the mat, twisting your torso to the parallel side of the mat, stretching your arms out. We're going to inhale, raise the arms up to the sky, gazing at the fingertips into high lunge, and exhale, turn your right foot out so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat, bending into this wide side stance, strengthening the arms out, gazing at your left hand, coming into warrior two here. Inhale, coming into reverse warrior on the other side, lifting your left arm above your head, wrapping your right hand, binding it to the left thigh, and exhale, folding forward, straightening the left leg, coming into triangle pose on the other side. Left hand to the left foot, right arm stretched out up to the ceiling, gazing at the right fingertips. We're going to exhale and cartwheel our hands to again frame the left foot, and taking a flow here, step back into high plank, lower down into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, thighs off the mat, and exhale, coming into downward dog, hips up, heels to the ground, belly in, gazing at the navel, stretching the shoulders out. Working on cultivating some more heat for our fiery morning practice, we're going to come into high plank, engaging the core, staying here for a few breaths. We're going to transfer our weight to our right hand and foot, coming into a side plank here, reaching the left arm up to the ceiling, gazing at the left fingertips, and stretching the left arm over the side body, coming all the way back to the mat, and repeating on the other side, transferring the weight to the left hand, lifting the right arm up, gazing at the right fingertips, and stretching the right arm over the side body, coming back to the center of the mat. Focusing your attention back on the breath, we're going to exhale and lower down into a low plank here, placing your whole forearms parallel on the mat. Here we're going to dip the hips left to right, engaging the core, loosening up the lower body. Doing this a few times, breathing freely in this position, and exhale, lower the lower body onto the ground, raising the chest and coming into Sphinx pose. Focusing on some light back bends now, we're going to lower our torso all the way to the ground, straightening the arms out behind you, clasping the hands. Inhale, lifting the chest, the thighs, the legs off the ground, feeling this back bend, squeezing the glutes, and bending the knees, clasping the hands to the feet, and coming into our bow pose here. You can rock back and forth gently in this position, holding here for a few breaths and slowly releasing the grip of the feet, lowering yourself down and using your hips and your upper arm strength to push back and come into child's pose. This is a great counter stretch for those back bends and will help release any tension you have in your lower back. Breathing into this stretch, finding some rest and relaxation in this pose. This should be really comfortable for you. You can adjust the width of the knees and the ankles here to whatever is comfortable for you and your body right in this moment. We're going to slowly release ourselves from this position, coming up in your own time into a tabletop, tucking the feet under, walking the feet to the hands, and we're going to do some crow pose drills here, placing the knees under the armpits on the triceps, transferring the weight to the hands, spreading the fingers out. We're going to one by one lift each foot off the mat, taking some rest here to stretch out the arms, relieving the pressure on the wrist. And we're going to do that one more time, just getting used to having that weight on the hands, one by one lifting the feet up, and now taking the feet to a wider stance outside the hands and coming into Malasana, our yogic squat, hands at the heart center in namaste position. When you're ready, placing the hands back on the mat, coming back into crow pose. This time, trying to take both feet off the mat, balancing entirely on your hands. Focus on getting your hips up as high as you can to the ceiling, gazing in front of you, engaging the core, using that arm strength, and staying here for as long as you can. Slowly release the feet back to the mat and come back into that wide-legged yogic squat, Malasana here. Expressing gratitude for your strong body, whatever state it's in right now. We're going to place our right hand on the mat and lift the left arm up to the ceiling, creating such a gentle spine stretch here. We're going to inhale and repeat this on the other side, feeling the length of those arms. Coming back to the center, placing both hands on the mat and slowly straightening the leg, coming into a forward fold and bending the knees back into Malasana. We're going to do this a few more times, stretching out those hamstrings. Inhale, forward fold, exhale, bending the knees back into that yogic squat. focusing on your intention, finding peace through these movements. Inhale, strengthen the legs again, and exhale, bending the knees back into that deep squat. This is a great hip opening pose, and to carry on opening the hips a little bit more, we're going to place our hands behind us, slowly lowering ourselves down to sit, coming into a butterfly position, your feet touching each other and slowly fluttering the knees up and down, opening up those hips and feeling that stretch there. Inhale, lift the chest up, and exhale, fold as far forward as you can go in this beautiful hip opening position. This stretch may be a little intense for some, so just go as far down as you can, keeping your back as straight as possible and breathing here through any discomfort you may be feeling. We're going to inhale to come up here, lifting the knees back to center, and we're going to straighten them out, coming off the mat. Performing boat pose here, engaging the core, leaning back slightly. To exhale, lowering ourselves down, keeping our back and our legs off the mat, and inhale, coming back up into boat pose. If you can straighten your legs here, that's great, but if not, you can have a slight bend to the knee. And we're just going to come up and down here for a few times, keeping that core engaged. And staying up here, grabbing your toes with your first two fingers and slowly extending the legs, keeping your back straight, engaging the core, and exhaling, bending the legs slowly back down, coming into boat pose one more time, and lowering your whole body flat to the mat. Here we're going to bend our knees, placing our feet flat on the mat and lifting your body up with your glutes, clasping your hands under you, trying to lift your hips up as high as they can go into our bridge pose here. Feeling the strength of the glute muscles here, staying here for a few moments, breathing freely and deeply in this position, breathing through any discomfort you may be feeling. We're going to inhale and raise our right leg up to the sky, and exhale, slowly lower it, keeping it straight, keeping your glutes and your leg off the mat. Inhale, raise the leg up again, and exhale, place it back on the mat. Going to inhale and take the left leg up this time, and exhale, lower it down, hovering it above the mat, engaging those glutes and those abdominal muscles. Inhale, raise the left leg, and exhale, place the foot back flat on the mat. Lifting their glutes up here again as high as your hips can go, and slowly lowering down, coming into a nice knee to chest stretch, releasing any tension in the lower back. Here you can circle your knees and your legs, stretching out that back, feeling any release and tension, breathing deeply into the belly, feeling a sense of peace, of energy. Here we're going to grab our big toes with our first two fingers and coming into a happy baby stretch. This is a restful, restorative stretch, targeting the back, the hips, the hamstrings, and roll around side to side here, back and forth, massaging the lower back and giving your hips some extra love. Exhale and bring your feet here back to the mat, dropping the knees from side to side, creating a slight spinal twist here, releasing any tension that you may have created. Coming into a figure four stretch, bring your right ankle to your left knee, Reach through your bent knee and grasp the back of the leg still on the ground and pull it towards your chest. Breathing deeply into this stretch here, giving your muscles space to relax, release, and stretch deeper. Release the arms and drop both legs in the same position to your left side, gazing over the right, reaching your right arm out to the side, using your left hand to pull that hip closer to the ground on the left for a gentle spinal twist and glute stretch here. We're going to inhale and release those legs, coming back to the center and repeating this on the other side. So taking your left leg, placing your left ankle on your right knee, grasping the bent knee with your hands and pulling your right leg towards your chest for that figure 4 stretch on the other side. Releasing the hands here, going deeper into that leg bind, dropping the legs to the right hand side and gazing over to the left, lengthening out your left hand for a gentle spinal twist on the other side, also stretching out the glutes here and breathing into this relaxation. To inhale and slowly come back up, releasing that bind, bringing the knees to the chest and just creating small circles. You can hug them if needed. And we're going to slowly rock back and forth, up and down the mat until we reach a comfortable seated position. I'm just going to create some gentle neck circles here, rolling the neck back and forth, just doing whatever feels good in this position right now. Now we're going to inhale, raise the arms up to the sky and bend over to the right side for a nice side body stretch here. Inhale, come back up to the center and exhale, stretch to the other side for that right side body stretch. We're going to exhale and come back to the center here. As we're coming to the end of the practice, we're just going to make any last movements that feel good to stretch out the body, ready for a beautiful day ahead. Just think about any intentions you set today for this practice, the heat that you generated. We're going to inhale and raise our arms up to the sky, putting our palms together, lowering it down to our heart center, bowing the head, expressing gratitude for this wonderful start to the day, for this beautiful body that's going to carry you through any challenges that may arise today. You are capable of getting through any struggle and experiencing as much joy as you want. We're going to rub our palms together to generate some heat and place our palms over our eyes, transferring that life force energy into our being. Slowly opening your eyes with a smile. Thank you so much for practicing with us this morning. Namaste.